So summer's finally over, and now school's starting up, but yet we still have several summer movies that I would love to talk about with you guys today. So hi, I'm Awesome Joe, and thank you very much for taking in the time of your day to watching another episode of Awesome Joe's Play Back-to-Back Movie Reviews. And today I'm going to go ahead and be reviewing two specific movies that I recently watched in the movie theaters a couple of weeks ago. I know it's taken me some time to go ahead and develop my videos. It's because work has been really driving me crazy here. I've been really busy, so I'm taking any available opportunal chance that I can in order to make my videos. So if you guys are watching my videos, thank you guys so much. You guys are so awesome. So let's go ahead and throw all this to the side and get started here with our first movie we'll be talking about here today, guys. So first up, let's go ahead and talk about Christopher Robin. So Christopher Robin is a live-action movie that is based off of the animated Disney TV show Winnie the Pooh. And this one is what you would call a related story to, like, say, the movie Hook. If you guys haven't seen Hook, it's about, Peter Pan, who's grown up and living in the real world and isn't aware of who he was when he was a child, living in Neverland, so on and so forth. And this one is kind of similar to that. Christopher Robin being a child, having his friends, which are these really great animated characters, Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, Eeyore, so on and so forth. And so when he is shipped off to boarding school, he promises to his friends that he will never forget them. But of course, life does take a toll on you and shifts your judgments and your perspectives on life to a different side of everything, being to where everything you remembered is very much more of a fantasy or just a plain old forgotten memory. And this movie is directed by Mark Forster, and it's starring Ewan McGregor as Christopher Robin, and he has a wife in this movie played by Haley Atwell, and his daughter, who is played by Bronte Carmichael, and of course Mark Gatiss. And I really did admire this movie very much. This movie, I grew up watching the Winnie the Pooh series when I was a kid, and I was really fond of it. I was always so excited to watch these really great animated characters, and having to see them on the big screen after a long period of time, having to watching them, ever since I was a kid to who I am now. So in a sense, you kind of get yourself related to what the character Christopher Robin is going throughout this whole movie, and I love all these characters. These characters are so great. I love Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh really stands out in this movie. But my most favorite character would have to be Tigger. I love Tigger. Tigger's so awesome. But to me, I feel like he didn't really stand out too well in this. He had a very small partial part into this film, but I do love another significant character, Eeyore. Eeyore is so great. I had a lot of fun with him. He is so funny. I just love his suicidal enthusiasm. He's just so, like, bored of life or something like that. I don't know. It's just the way that he behaves. It's just so funny, and how he interacts with Christopher Robin and all of the other characters in this movie. So I think that's very fun, and I really do think that Piglet is also a very funny and adorable character, but of course he doesn't stand out within the movie too well as also, and of course some other characters as well. So very much Winnie the Pooh is very much the main character that everyone is very familiar with, and so everybody would be more in terms as to what this film is going for. And I really do love on how Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh interact with each other. It's just so funny, and I took my mother to go watch this movie, and my mother, she's a big fan of movies as well. I mean of course I'm her son, so, and she in her perspective, she felt like the movie was a little bit too boring, and I can understand from that side of view, but for me, I can see what she was talking about. But for me, I can say that this movie was very, very fun to watch. Is it a very rememberable movie? No, it's not. But it's a movie to where I can just sit back and relax and enjoy a summer summer flick. It's an okay flick. It's a good movie, and I feel like this one could have put more effort into making it a little bit more better, making it feel more like you are being brought into this world of Winnie the Pooh and all the friends. So it's just such a great. It's so great. It's really great. I just wish that they would do more with it and making it feel more enjoyable. Something to leave the theater and say, you know what, that was a really great movie. Because, like, say for example, on Rotten Tomatoes, at first they gave it a 70%, but then it went down a little bit to a 69%. And for me, I loved it a little bit more of giving it a 78%. It's really good, but you know, it's got some bad terms on it as well. Not making it a very memorable flick. Like, say for example, Winnie the Pooh. He is so funny, but he is also just this lovable. You know, you just feel sorry for the little guy, and it's just so. You know, they really did point out a lot of great aspects to the original television show. So I really had a great time with this, but I just, like I said before, not every movie is perfect, so it does always have its flaws, and so the way that I look at it is that this movie should have done a little bit more than anticipated to be. But that's my ratings towards Christopher Robin. Those are my opinions. If you guys have any other different ideas or different point of views as to what you guys thought about this movie, you can go ahead and leave a comment in the section in the bottom, and we can have an awesome conversation regarding towards this movie or any movies that you would like to talk about in general. Because I love to talk about movies, but more importantly, I love to talk about them with you. So let's go ahead and jump off to the next film here, guys. Now, the one that I was really excited for this summer is the MEG. So the MEG is another shark classic film, something that we probably have never seen before, shark related otherwise. You know, we have your several typical shark flicks like Jaws, Deep Blue Sea, 47 Meters Down, The Shallows, Open Water, Sharknado, so on and so forth. And so this one is a really huge addition to that collective series of shark flicks. And for me, I would have to say that even though that I was so excited of wanting to go out to the movie theaters and watching this movie, I had to say that I was overly disappointed. I really did not like this movie at all. It was bad. It was terrible. I left this movie theater just, you know, out of my mind, confused and just like, what did I watch? You know, I really wanted to go to this movie and enjoy it. But the thing is that, you know, the director of this movie, John Turtletub, I recognize some of his work in several movies. None of them come to mind right now. I think that there's one that I really do like a lot with Bruce Willis, with The Kid. I love The Kid. The Kid is a great movie. But you would think that a movie starring Jason Statham that against a gigantic shark, when I first heard the news about that happening, I thought, what a great idea. I cannot wait to see what this is going to be all about. I cannot wait to see how this is going to all shift and turn and making this a unique one-piece summer flick to go to movie theaters and watch. But the way I look at it is that, you know, you have several other characters within the movie, like Lee Bingbing, Rainn Wilson, we got Cliff Curtis, we got also Winston Chow, and Ruby Rose. If you don't know who Ruby Rose is, she's actually recently casted to be the character in the DCEU as Batwoman. And if you ask, I could actually see as to why they would cast her, because she's got that really strong will, feminine type of character that she would bring to the DCEU. But I don't know. She really does get a lot of bad remarks, and I really don't see her to being such a successful actress, especially putting her into the to the DCEU. But otherwise, when it comes to the Meg, I feel like every single character that was portrayed within the storyline was completely useless. I really didn't care about any of these characters. There is probably one in particular that I actually thought stood out very well, which would happen to have been the little girl. I forgot her name and the character and the actor who played the character, but she stood out very well. She was very funny. She was actually a great actress. She was actually a character in the movie that I actually did care about and wanting to see more. Jason Statham, I think that he did okay. It's it's Jason Statham. He's an action star, and but I feel like the shark the shark is supposed to be the star of the movie, and the shark doesn't even stand out that much in this movie at all. The shark really does. Okay, well, let's not say shark. Let's say the Meg. The Meg at the beginning of the movie doesn't even show up until like maybe after the first 30 minutes of the movie, and I'm just wondering like, excuse my language, but what the hell is going on here? I just remember when you watched Godzilla 2014. Remember when you watched Godzilla 2014? It took forever to see Godzilla, but yet you were not bored by the characters of where the story was taking it towards. You would keep on asking yourself, "Where's Godzilla? Where's Godzilla?" But yet you weren't bored because the characters were very interesting to watch and the story was very interesting to follow with. But say for this one, for example, didn't care about the story. Didn't care about the characters. All I cared about was seeing this big ass shark on the big screen, scaring the living life out of me and making me have a great entertaining time at the movies. This did not do that at all. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible movie, and I really do wish they would have done better. I really wanted to love this so much, because when you watch the trailers, the TV spots, the marketing to this movie was phenomenal. It really did get a lot of people wanting to go to the movie theater and watch this. And I think that all of that was just bait to fish hook us to giving them money and money and more money. I think that that's all that they cared about was just, we just want your money. We don't really care about this movie, but yet we're going to sell it to you like as if it's going to be a great movie, but in the end, it's not going to be a good movie. I'm going to go ahead and entitle this The Justice League, the Justice League scam, because that's what Justice League did. They sold you the movie with the marketing of this terrible movie, and so that's what the Meg did as well. And I think that that's what movie studios are doing now. You're gonna market this movie to be such a phenomenal flick, but then in the end it ends up to being a terrible movie. You ended up wasting your money giving it to the production, and the movie makes money, and then they're gonna be making more crappy movies and more. It's just going berserk. It's going ballistically insane, and it really upsets me because I really love movies, and it feels like this movie in particular is wanting to push me away from loving movies, and please don't do that. Don't do that. It's a great time to go to the movies. It's a great time to go and explore, escape from the reality world, jumping into different flicks, and just enjoying yourself. And if you're going to a movie and you watch a movie such as terrible like this, there's no point of even going, and once when you leave and go home or go wherever the hell you want to go to, there's no point of just even having to talk about it. I'm talking about it right now because, of course, I'm a professional movie critic, and I'm letting you guys know that this is bad news. It's bad. I mean, on Rotten Tomatoes, I remember it first showed 50%, but now it lowered down to a 48%. And for me, I really didn't like it enough to give it a 36%. Why? Because, like I said, I enjoyed the little girl's performance. I really did like Jason Statham, and that's pretty much it. The rest of the movie, I honestly don't care. I don't care. Even the shark, the Meg itself, I honestly thought it was going to be bigger. I thought it was going to be bigger. I mean, it was small to me. It looked like a regular, I mean, it looks big right now, but I mean, it just feels like a regular, typical shark. And when you see the marketings of this movie, it looks huge, it looks humongous. When you watch the 1998's Godzilla, with Matthew Broderick, man, that Godzilla was huge in the marketing per se. The Godzilla was huge. I mean, larger than life. But then when you watch it in the movie, it's like it's as small as a building. That's it. I mean, what? That's the same thing that they did with the MEG. I mean, it was just a terrible, terrible way to putting this movie together. It was just so bad. Like I said, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 48, and I gave it a 36. So if you guys have a different idea and you guys have a different opinion based off of this movie, like I said before, leave a comment in the section in the bottom, and we can have an awesome conversation regarding towards this flick or any flick in general. So, I'm Awesome Joe. Thank you very much for taking in the time to watching my videos. You guys are a huge inspiration to me because I love to talk about movies, but more importantly, I love to talk about them with you. And you can always catch me on either Facebook or Snapchat or even on YouTube at Awesome Joe. And also, I have a really great buddy of mine who's also a really great movie critic. His name is Mr. Randy Little. You can also catch him on Facebook and on YouTube at Randy Little. And I also have my really awesome brother, DJ Stoney. He performs at the Ramada White Horse. He does karaoke's on Wednesdays and Thursdays from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. If you guys live in the Del Rio, Texas area, these guys, they do a really great job. I really do love watching Randy Little's videos, and I really do love having to go to DJ Stoney's karaoke performances at the White Horse Lounge. Go ahead and check them out. They're really great performers. They're really great at what they do. And I will go ahead and catch you guys on the next video. And as always, stay awesome. Thanks, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.